This is my moment. This is your moment. Every single day is our moment. I get to work with people from different walks of life, from all over the world. But the reason that work works is because I'm a regular dude with regular issues. I know what it feels like to be happy. I know what it feels like to be broken. I know what it feels like to need healing. My concepts are simple, but before that, let me tell you about my dog, Chip. So it is, I found myself on a Friday riding in my truck. I found myself in front of an animal shelter, not because I wanted to be there, but because I really didn't want to go home. You see, that truck was a space of peace for me at that time. Regular people issues. I just decided to end a marriage that was horrible. I had a company that I started, built from ground up, that because of a policy change, basically went belly up. I had just enough money to pay off my debt, get in the apartment. Let me frame that for you. We're going from a 4,000 square foot home to a 600 square foot one-bedroom apartment. And oh yeah, I didn't have enough money to get the electricity turned on. I could only afford to get in. But I knew that on Monday, if I could just get through the weekend, on Monday the lights would be on. So I found myself riding in my truck at the animal shelter because I just wanted to be there. So I go inside, and I'm sure have been to an animal shelter before. You know there are aisles and aisles of cats, dogs. So I wandered around, taking my time. I finally found myself in the last aisle, in the last window. I was peering through, and there I saw this tiny little dog. He didn't seem much interested. He was looking at me like, okay, whatever. So I told the attendant, I'd like to see him. I knew I didn't have any money to do anything with him, but hang out for a few minutes. Remember, I wasn't trying to get to the apartment. So it was that I went to the waiting area, and they brought this little dog in. I was sitting there on the bench. He walked all around the perimeters of the room. He circled slowly, and then he sat directly in front of me. It was in that moment that we began our conversation. I said to him, you know, I don't have much, but you look like you have less than I do. I said, dude, you've been fighting, and it doesn't look like you won. I could see his ribs. He had scratches all over his body. His ears had been chewed, gnawed on. He just stared as though he was looking right through me. I found myself in a space of, oh my God, what is happening here? I'm starting to feel something that I didn't anticipate. Before long, I found myself talking to this dog. Like I'm begging him to come home with me. I'm going, man, I don't have much. I really don't have anything. But, I'd be good company for you. And if you give me a chance, we'll hang out a bunch because there's nothing else to do. Don't have a wife, don't have a job, don't have any money. We gonna be boys. He just looked and he just stared, never moved. When I ran out of words, he slowly walked forward, sat right in front of me, started nudging my hand. Next thing I know, I was rubbing him, petting him, and he was leaning into me. I called the attendant. I really couldn't afford to get too connected here, remember? So I told the attendant she could take him back, and I walked back around. I was looking at him in the window, and then I noticed a sign. The sign said, I have 24 hours. I asked the lady, I don't understand. He has 24 hours. She said, yeah. We call this particular area death row. This is his last day. I walked away, just kind of shaking my head. I had about $10 in my pocket. The adoption fee was about $50. So I told the lady, I was like, I really, really like that dog, but I have about $10. She says, well, it's your lucky day. She says, the adoption fee, we're doing a special, it's 50% off. So that knocks you down to $25. She says, and then I'm gonna give you my discount as an employee. That'll be another $15 off. She says, then, I have this coupon. Just stay here just a second. She comes back with this 50-pound bag of dog food. She looks under the counter and pulls out 2 dog bowls. Then she says, one second. She goes out of the room, she comes back, and she brings me a collar and a leash. She said, somebody forgot these the other day, so they're yours. Now, do you want to adopt him? Sometimes you find yourself with a deal that you can't refuse. His name is Chip. We left together that day. That night when we got into the apartment, I just took him straight up. Let him use it, and then took him straight up because I was thinking, I got to get all of this crap out of the truck. So I took him up, let him go in the apartment. I go back down, I get the bag, I get everything else, I hurry upstairs, and then there was silence. Empty apartment. A $20 air mattress, because that's all I could afford. We sat quietly that night. As nightfall came, I laid on the air mattress. Chip walked around the perimeter of the room. Finally, he settled down. He came, nuzzled up beside me, and drifted off to sleep. I lay there in the stillness of the night. It was in that moment that I realized what transformation is. Transformation is finding peace that is not tethered to anything, to anyone, or any particular situation. It's grounded in that which is already in you. And so we laid that night embracing our destiny. We laid that night in a space of total peace when the sun began to rise the next morning. We got up. Chip and I began what I call the 4 disciplines of intention. Very simple. For 7 minutes, I prayed a very selfish prayer. I didn't pray for anybody else. I didn't pray for anything else. I prayed for who needed my prayers, and that was me. I'm not sure what Chip was doing, but I just know he was right beside me. We moved from prayer to a space of listening. You know that large apartment, I just went to the other corner, and I sat in stillness, not uttering a sound nor a word, listening to the rhythm of my heart and searching for that quiet whisper that never steers you wrong. Hearing it and listening to it, not the same thing. You have to choose to listen. Then I began to move from that space of listening into what we now call intentional reading. I'm not going to tell you what to read. I'm just going to challenge you to read what nourishes the greatness that is in you. Read what pushes you, nudges you, urges you forward, presses you on to your destiny. Last is physical worship. You know, we're 21 minutes in now, Chip and I. So it's important for me to take him out downstairs before we have a little problem. So the last 7 minutes we spent in what became such a sacred space for me, and that was the physical worship. It was an expression of gratitude to that which is greater than myself. And I urge you to find what that is for yourself. I can't tell you. I won't tell you. It's not my job to tell you. But I can tell you this. Whatever it is that's greater than you might want to express your gratitude. And we did that by walking for 7 minutes, sometimes longer, but a minimum of 7. And so I say to you at this time, 28 minutes a day, consistently, every single day, transformed my life. I had the opportunity to see this little guy that was on death row transformed. My message is a simple one. Regular people with regular problems, you can find 28 minutes out of your day to take the pain from your past, transform it into power in your present, and change the trajectory of your future into a prosperous space. This doesn't require any money. This doesn't require any special, unique set of circumstances. This doesn't require you to be a celebrity. This doesn't require you to depend or lean on anybody else. You simply have to choose. I chose life. And I chose life more abundant. I dare you, no matter how bad you feel, no matter how dim things may appear to be, choose life. Choose your destiny. My healing partner chose life. And now, he has the character and the charm of an inner city youth. He has the healing power of a world-renowned doctor. He is my buddy, my friend, my pal, Chip. Chip. Hey, boy. Hey, buddy. Hey. Oh, yeah, now he's coming into his own. Say hello. Chip. Good guy. All right, we don't want to mess up the red carpet. We're going to go now. Have a great day.